everyone. Today I wanted to show you a new SDK in AltspaceVR that is super useful. I kind of bounce back and forth between what I do on my PC versus what I do in AltspaceVR. One of the things that I always do for my PC so far is search for things. So whether I'm searching for a world or I'm searching for a user in some way, I always kind of use my PC because the searching has been better there. But this new SDK makes searching so much fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to one of my worlds that has some space, because to use this SDK, you really need a little bit of space. You can't use it in a small world because it actually has a horizontal scroll. So I'm going to go to my world that's called My Place in Space, because it happens to have a lot of space. So let's go there first. As we're on our way, we can read our familiar banners from AltspaceVR. They're often helpful. So I will read them as I'm going in. I wish we had a little bit of elevator music, but this is fine. We're going into the world. And now this is My Place in Space world. This world has a very strong home landing, where you're in an apartment, but it also has quite a bit of outside space. So we're going to teleport outside. You'll notice that there's a planet here, but we're going to go all the way to this big battleship, because this battleship has a lot of space on the top of it. So I'm just going to get close enough to teleport on top of it. See there, I can see that I'm teleporting on top of it. And then I'm going to find myself something like maybe on this left corner here. All right, you can see how much space there is on this battleship, right? So from here, I'm going to open up my world editor, and I'm going to open the editor panel, and I'm going to look in the featured section of the AltSpace choices. There's AltSpace, there's mine, and there's features. And we want to click on the SDK apps. And in here, you'll see all the SDKs that have been released for everyone to use. And the newest one here, well, today, June 7th, I believe, it is the last one. So I'm going to click on World Search. Now, that lady looks like Daisy, but I'm not sure who wrote this SDK, but it might have been Daisy because the lady looks like Daisy. All right, so then you'll see the SDK appear on your right. At that point, what I'd like to do is select it so that it lights up its sides, and then I can close this panel and get it out of my way. Now I'm going to just grab this and put it over to the left here, because it's going to display going to the right, and that's why you'll see the space will be necessary. Now I'm going to take myself out of edit mode because I'm ready to use this. It's not usable in edit mode, so I need to get out of edit mode to use it, which I'm going to do, and close that up. And now it's very helpful. It has a little question mark here that you can use to click on and find out what is this, right? This app allows you to search for public worlds by name, description, tag, username, etc. Click OK for an example. So if I click OK, it'll search for something and then show me how it displays it. Click the hashtag button to search. All right. So when you click the hashtag button, as it said above, you can enter the name of the world, the description of the world, the tag, the username, any of those words, and it does a global contained search. Right. Now click the heart button if you want to know, like, think of heart as favorites. Click that button to see the top world builders. Who are the top world builders as of right now? Click the small heart button next to a name. So once we see the names of the world builders, we'll notice another small heart button next to that name to search for their worlds. Okay, so let's try some of this out. Okay, said it would give us an example. So it searched for whim something. Right, I can't see the end of the search, but it started with whim, and look at all the worlds that resulted from that search. Now I'm going to click on the heart icon, and you'll notice here are top world builders, right? Daisy, definitely a big favorite that I know of. Another favorite of my own is KBot. And then Artsy, of course, is a big favorite as well. So those are three that I love, but look at all of those I have to investigate, right? So these, and then next to them, if I want to say, okay, what are the KBot worlds that I can visit? You can just click the heart next to KBot, and now it will show all the way down here. You'll notice that it shows. Now, I can turn on flight if I want to at this point, because I don't want to fall. This world is not 100%. Okay, so I turn on fly, and now I can just look up to fly, and then I can fly down this row and look at all of the worlds that KBot has created. Now, what I love about KBot's worlds is that she creates worlds that are very musically focused, so very different from some of the other builders. She combines visuals with music. Another favorite here that you may not know, or maybe you do, is Artsy. Again, depending on how many worlds they have, it'll just keep scrolling down to the right. And I'm going to go ahead and click on one that I don't know. Like, I don't know Tajasuka. I believe Tajasuka is the person that made one of my favorite Japanese scenes. But let's open that up. And let's kind of look down this row. He is also extremely photorealistic. He did the Scarlet Monarch, one of my favorite worlds to look at. He also did the Madonna Lounge, which is where I'd love to have my wedding reception. So it's just really beautiful worlds. And notice that directly under the worlds, I'm sure you did notice this, but there are portals. I can go directly from this UI directly into the world, or I can click on more info to get the info page. So let's do a search. So we've tried the heart, and we've tried the question. Let's do a search real quick. And of course, we're going to search for yours truly. So we're going to search for my worlds. Now, what I will be able to validate here is that only the worlds that I have allowed to be listed and or public are going to show here. So my alias is Girl Geek Francophone, which is because I look for people to speak French with a lot. So then as soon as I've typed that username, now again, this is a search that I could use. Whatever I type here, it'll look through the title of the world, the description of the world, the username that built the world, and the tags that built the world. So we get a lot of functionality in this search. But I went ahead and put my own username, and I'm going to say okay. Now, theoretically, I automatically get all of my worlds, and these all look correct. I'm making sure that I'm flying so I don't fall. And these are all my worlds that are publicly available. So any world, like I have 2 worlds that I'm working on, the Japanese tea room, for instance, and the hover bike. Both of those are not shown here because I have not made them public, and they're not listed yet because they're not finished yet. But also remember that if somebody wrote Girl Geek Francophone in their description, then their world would come up as well because it did a search in all of those available data fields. So I just think this is awesome. I'm just going to click on more info so you can see what that does. It gives you the description of the world as they have typed it in their page for that world. It also tells you how many people have favorited it and how many people have visited it. So it's a little bit it's a little like a summary of the actual world activity. And you can kind of see which ones have been visited the most and favorited the most, and the description that the world builder had put in here. So I hope you guys appreciate this. I totally do. I'm not sure if Daisy built this, but whoever built it and released it, thank you so much. This is an awesome tool that all of us can use to get to know each other better, to do world tours on our own. It's a great way to set up a world tour event directly from this UI. So love it to death. I hope you guys enjoy your VR experience. There's nothing more fun than VR right now. So have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.